Now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Everywhere.
Can you hear me now?
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Good.
Yes, right from your Android or iPhone. Download the Radio Cayman app now on your Android or iOS phone.
The Radio Cayman app
is where you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere you go.
Everywhere we go, we go. Everywhere we go, we go.
Find it in the Google Store, the Apple Store, or use the link at www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Yes, now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And RF Group, money at work.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today's Friday, the 15th day of October, 2021, right here in the Cayman Islands. I hope and I trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands or on the waters of the Cayman Islands as well, we urge you to please, please, please be extremely cautious. Remember, the roads that we have, they are designed to get you to from point A to point B as safely as possible. The roads of the Cayman Islands, they are not racetracks. They are not raceways. So you cannot participate in the Cayman 500 or the Georgetown 500 or the Spots 500 on our roads in the Cayman Islands because they're not designed for that. But yet, we see these crazy drivers on the road racing in and out of traffic, weaving in and out of traffic, putting other persons and themselves at risk. So please, 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 I urge you, ensure that you observe the rules of the road, because if you value your life, then that life is the one that you may save at the end of the day. So please, please, please be extremely cautious, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, operating any type of motorized vehicle, and like I said, not only on the roads, but also on our waterways as well. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, a belated happy birthday to you as well. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to express our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these very challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing as well. I want to give a special mention to the family of Mrs. Alexis Nunez. Some of you may know her as Alexis Webb. Her maiden name is Webb. She and I attended school together when we were at what is now Georgetown Primary School. She and I went head to head. in class as far as it was either first and second, one of us. Nice competition in terms of grades and everything. So I want to extend special condolences and my heartfelt grief to her family. Also, in next year, we will be celebrating members of our uniform branch. And you've heard on the announcements, the death announcements here on Radio Cayman, the passing of Mr. Horder Rankin. He was an inspector in the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service as well. You couldn't find a better person in the world to talk to. He was a gentleman in terms of his approach to you and everything. So again, our heartfelt sympathies go out to the family of the late Mr. Horder Rankin as well. Those of you who may not be feeling well today, whether you're at home or at a medical facility, we wish you a speedy recovery as well. And of course, if you're in isolation or in quarantine, we understand that it is really not something that is pleasant. Maybe for some, we those youngsters who may be in isolation, those who love to lock up in their rooms and play their video games all day and not be disturbed, they're in their second heaven, as far as that is concerned. But for those adults who need to move around and feel that they're enclosed, it's another story for them as well. But we will share with you the news that the government has shared with us. I know some persons were extremely disappointed yesterday as far as the press briefing was concerned, because they were hoping to get more news, especially about the opening. And so some people are saying now there was a press briefing to tell us that there will be a press briefing to tell us about the opening. Someone joked about that as well. But our government, they're doing their best, keeping us informed as well. And sometimes people complain about that. Communications. So they're doing their job in terms of keeping us informed. The news that we get may not be what we want to hear, but they're keeping us informed as well. So folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. The radio voice of Silver Fox, Mr. Paula Kyle, waiting to take your calls this morning. You can call us on our toll-free number, provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord@candw.ky. WhatsApp us, 925-3261. Where you can send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And of course, follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. So we're going to begin this. Dr. Steve McPhail would have been with us this morning, but unfortunately he has a meeting and he's unable to join us. I'm sure if the opportunity arises, he may join us by phone later on. That will depend on how long his meeting goes on. I know lots of you were looking forward to hearing from him this morning. As a matter of fact, he didn't know about this, but I had plans this morning to, I have two Caymanian straw hats, those wide brim straw hats that our good friend Alan Moore gave to me, and one gave me one to give Dr. Steve Macfield as well. And I had intentions of wearing them this morning, or at least part of the show having them on our heads this morning. Of course, it would be extremely difficult to use the headphones with them, but we wanted you to get a shot of those straw hats that are made in Cayman Islands. I'm sure that there are many of you who have never seen those hats before. I am sure that there are many of you who don't own one of those hats. And as we continue to lose our older folks here in the Cayman Islands, and they take those skills with them as well, we hope and we trust that the youngsters, they're all learning these skills as well, so that there's continuity, as far as our heritage is concerned as well. But those wide brim straw hats, this one even had a cloth line. These two that we got from our friend Alan Moore even have the cloth lining on the inside of it, so that when you perspire, it will absorb it, the perspiration and everything. Beautiful, beautiful hats, part of our heritage as well. So I'm going to begin by giving you the latest COVID-19 update that we received, and that one was issued yesterday, Thursday, the 14th of October, and it reads: the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. John Lee, reports that as of 8 a.m. yesterday, there had been 896 PCR tests since it was last reported on Wednesday, the 13th of October. From those tests, there were 16 positive tests, comprising 4 positive tests in travelers and 12 positive tests from the community, 4 of which were in children. And went on to advise us that to date, there have been 109,919 COVID-19 vaccinations given in total in the Cayman Islands. Of those, 55,780, which represents 78% of the population, estimated population of 71,106, have had at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine, and 53,365, which represents 75%, have completed the 2-dose course. Additionally, 774, which represents 1% of the population, estimated population, have had a 3rd or booster dose as well. So we see persons taking advantage of that as well, 774 so far. And I will tell you now that I plan on getting the booster as well. And I will do that either this weekend or next week. I may wait until next week, simply because in the event that I have any minor side effects from it, that it doesn't interrupt my cycling schedule on Sunday. So I'll probably wait until next week to do that as well. So that's the COVID-19 situation. We're going to take a commercial break now. When we return, there's some news about the testing for CCC students. I will share that with you also, and lots of releases from the government that I plan on sharing with you as well. So, folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Charles Joseph Henry Goring Sr., 1873 to 1937. Mr. Goring was a Barbadian who arrived in the Cayman Islands in the 1890s. He was a teacher in his own private school and one of the 2 law agents of the time. Older Caymanians say that he was the foremost spokesman for the poor people. Commissioner Cardinal, addressing the assembly on the occasion of Mr. Goring's death, said he probably was the most prominent member of the community. He was a Barbadian, but had settled in Grand Cayman for well over 30 years. He had identified himself in public life from the beginning, first as a schoolmaster and then a law agent. He had also been elected member of the vestry for over 25 years. And although at times a critic of the government, no man was more staunch and faithful in his loyalty. He had traveled widely in South America, the United States, and parts of Europe, and was a very well-dressed man.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
The Rotary Central Music Extravaganza 2021 tickets are here. Get your $25 ticket and stand a chance to win the grand prize of $40,000, second prize $4,000, and 6 $1,000 prizes. The Music Extravaganza music event, Saturday, November 27th at Salty's Grand Harbor, featuring CNB, Deja Blue, The Fabulous 68s. Tickets now on sale by Rotary members, authorized ticket sellers, and at eventpro.ky. 26 years of Rotary Music Extravaganza, funding over 70 community projects of significance since 1995. Rotary Central, Cayman Islands. Registered not-for-profit number 232. Rotary Central. Serve to change lives.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamped Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamped Motors, Walkers Road.
Had a look at those investment options yet? Too busy. Look at today. Workout, breakfast, take the kids to school, back-to-back meetings, take Pepper to the vet, and she's apparently got allergies now, so... And that was all before 12. But you look relaxed.
That's because my money's as busy as you.
With RF, you can access the best in local and international investments to keep your money busy, so you can spend more time focusing on you. Contact us at rfgroup.com to find out more. RF, money at work.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio this morning. No co-host. Dr. Steve McFeel is occupied this morning as well. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor, and good morning to your listening audience.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. This is Characterize from the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to remind the public of our event that is happening this morning at 10 a.m. at the Harkwell.
Okay.
And it is a day for us to truly remember. It's called Caymanian Proud, A Time to Remember. And we have special guests that we will be having with us today that will take us down memory lane and remind us of stories and events that happened in many years ago, so that we can truly keep hold of our culture and pass it from generation to generation. And then, of course, in the afternoon, we will have an amazing panel discussion about our Cayman culture. So I'm inviting the public. They have the option to come down and be with us at the Harkwell as of 10 o'clock this morning. But we're also going to be live, so persons can go on to the CIG on Facebook or on YouTube and also watch us. So it's just a friendly reminder to everyone.
Okay, can you drop some names in terms of those who will be presenting?
Yes, actually I can. Your co-host that would normally be with you will be with us.
Okay.
Dr. Steve Matfield will be there with us this morning. We also have Miss Daphne Orrett, Miss Honorable Mary Lawrence will be there. We have Honorable Roy Bodden that will be with us in the afternoon. Dr. Frank Macfield will be with us. Nasaria Saku. We have a really good selection of people that will give us not only stories of yesteryear, but exceptional discussion on the panel for the afternoon on culture. So it's definitely an event that people of all ages will enjoy. We've already had reservations today from one of the local schools. Although most of the schools are out, we have one of the local schools that have reserved seats.
Excellent. That's excellent.
Teachers. Yes, teachers and students will be there. So it's definitely for all ages. And again, we're encouraging people, please come out and join us at the Harkwell at 10 o'clock this morning, or please watch us. We're going to be live on CIG, Facebook, and YouTube.
Okay, Mr. Risa, thank you very much for that. And I will, before the end of the show, remind persons again. And it starts at what time?
It starts at 10 a.m.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Yeah. 10 o'clock. Okay, that sounds extremely exciting. And thank you. Thank you very much for sharing that with us as well.
And I'm also inviting the public to listen out for ongoing sessions of this nature. We are planning a second session that will be in the BRAC on the 5th of November. So I'm also inviting persons to listen out for that and join us if they can, in the BRAC on the 5th of November as well. And just before I hang up, just a friendly reminder that we have extended our nomination deadline for Heroes Day until next week, Saturday, which is the 23rd. And I am again inviting the public, nominate those persons in uniform services that are truly deserving of such acknowledgement and recognition.
Yes. Thank you very much for that as well. I actually plan on sharing the press release in relation to that extension as well, and I will continue to do the same also there.
Thank you very much for taking my call, and have a wonderful day.
You do as well. Thank you. Okay, folks, so you heard that. Cultural event taking place at the Harquail today, 10 o'clock. Prominent Caymanian presenters, will be there as well. If you are unable to be there in person, you can go on to government's Facebook or YouTube channel as well and follow it there. We know that there are persons who are restricted to their homes because of COVID-19. So that's an opportunity for you there. Let me see if I can share this with you before we go to the news. Think I'm going to have enough time for that, Paul? We're only going to have one minute or so before we go to the news. Okay. So the testing says, this is from the Health Services Authority, Public Health will be testing students, their households, and teachers related to COVID-19 community transmission today, Friday the 15th of October, at the Cayman Islands Hospital COVID-19 testing clinic. And they will be going according to this schedule. Only students, their households, teachers from the following classes will be tested. CCC, I think it says 8 to 1, from 12:30 to 2 p.m. CCC. This testing is for negative households only. Households with a known positive are to remain home and follow the guidance from the public health staff. All persons are reminded to wear a mask. Your child should sit next to you, maintaining social distance from other families. The Cayman Islands Hospital COVID-19 testing clinic is located to the left of the accident and emergency parking. Accident and emergency parking is available in the Seventh-day Adventist parking lot. So today, CCC, from 12:30 to 2 p.m., this testing is for negative households only. Any household with a known positive is to remain home and follow the guidance from public health staff. If you have to attend, you must wear a mask. Your child should sit next to you, and you should maintain social distances from other families as well. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. For the record, we'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Radio Cayman time check is now 8 a.m. This time check is brought to you by our friends at Foster's.
It's time to live well with Foster's and CG Brit K.
Live Well is your source for recipe ideas and lifestyle tips to help you achieve your healthy living goals.
Head to livewell.fosters.ky and discover plant-based recipes, techniques to relieve stress, and exercises for your home workout routine.
Plus, you'll also find our latest Live Well recipe.
This week, we have broccoli tater tots full of fresh, affordable ingredients.
Get started at livewell.fosters.ky.
Live Well with Foster's and CG Brit K.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Please be advised that the pension contribution holiday has been extended until 31st of December 2021. Employers and plan members should ensure arrangements are in place for salary deductions and remittance following this date. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan, keeping you informed. For further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. We're here for you.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. The Cayman Islands welcomes back JetBlue Airways as the U.S. carrier resumes its route between New York and Grand Cayman this weekend. Radio Cayman's April Cummings has more.
This Saturday, the Cayman Islands will welcome back its first American carrier operating commercial flights from the U.S. to Owen Roberts International Airport. JetBlue Airways will resume a regular flight schedule beginning October 16th, operating a route twice weekly from JFK to Owen Roberts on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Tourism Minister the Honorable Kenneth Bryan says it is significant, and we are grateful to welcome travelers from New York back to our shores to experience all that Cayman has to offer. Securely verified vaccinated travelers arriving in Cayman will be subject to public health measures such as quarantine and on-island testing based on the current regulations. You can find out more about both the strategic reopening plan and entry protocols at exploregov.ky. April Cummings, Radio Cayman News.
The Health Services Authority sees over 700 people get a booster shot so far.
The UK has again provided these vaccines free of charge to Cayman, so please do come forward when your time is called to get the booster. And the booster will be the best way to manage the serious risk posed by the virus.
His Excellency the Governor, Martin Roper, there during Thursday's COVID-19 press briefing, which you heard live right here on Radio Cayman. He noted while studies show waning immunity from the vaccines, they also show continuing strong protection from serious illness or death. Sadly, Governor Roper says this means anyone unvaccinated runs an even greater risk of getting COVID from someone who is vaccinated.
And as we've all said on this panel repeatedly, on any objective analysis of the risks of vaccinations, leaving aside all the misinformation on social media, it comes down heavily in favour of taking the vaccines.
Public Health is testing students, their households, and teachers related to COVID-19 community transmission today at the Cayman Islands Hospital COVID-19 Testing Clinic. Only students, their households, and teachers from CCC 81 are being tested between 12:30 and 2 p.m. This testing is for negative households only. Households with a known positive are to remain home and follow the guidance from public health staff. Everyone must wear a mask, and your child should sit next to you, maintaining social distance from other families. The Cayman Islands Hospital COVID-19 Testing Clinic is located to the left of A&E. Parking is available at the Seventh-day Adventist parking lot. And a GoFundMe page has raised more than $14,000 to help get 32-year-old Casun Fernando's body home after he fell off a boat in the North Sound Monday night. An extensive search was carried out this week by emergency personnel and volunteers for the Sri Lankan national. His body was recovered on Wednesday. The organizer of the GoFundMe page says the money raised will cover the cost of returning his body to his family. They describe Casun as, quote, the most dedicated, kind, and loving friend, colleague, and family we've ever had. More than 170 people have already donated to the fund. Former U.S. President Bill Clinton has been receiving hospital treatment in California for a, quote, non-COVID-related infection. The 75-year-old is on the mend and in, quote, good spirits after being admitted to the UC Irvine Medical Center on Tuesday. Though it is unclear what led to the admission, Mr. Clinton has a history of heart disease. A statement from his doctor says he has received antibiotics and fluids. The physicians added that Mr. Clinton remained at the hospital for, quote, continuous monitoring. After 2 days of treatment, his white blood cell count is trending down and, quote, he's responding to antibiotics well. In the UK, the NHS Test and Trace has suspended COVID testing provided by a private lab in Wolverhampton amid fears of up to 43,000 people being given the wrong result. The head of the NHS says, quote, it's not yet clear how or why the laboratory might have given incorrect results. She adds there will be a, quote, serious incident investigation to ensure there are not problems at other testing laboratories. Earlier, a mass testing site in Berkshire asked people who recently got a negative result to book another test. It comes after reports that some people received negative PCR tests after testing positive using lateral flow devices. That's your latest news. I'm Karsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's Newsroom.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Are you aware of the performance of your pension plan? The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan provides quarterly fund fact sheets for our members to stay informed with the plan's performance. For the year ended 30th of April, 2021, the various life cycle funds have provided returns between 10.5% and 43.2%. And our all-in expense ratio for year ended 30th of June, 2020 is currently the lowest it's ever been. 0.72%. Visit chamberpension.ky to review our fund fact sheets. You can see the performance as far back as 10 years. Remember that pensions are a longer-term investment strategy. Focus on the long term rather than the short-term returns. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan continues to perform for you.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
You can now register to receive a securely verified digital copy of your COVID-19 vaccination status with QR code through the My HSA patient portal. Sign up is available at all HSA locations and at various sites throughout the community. To register, all you need is your photo ID showing date of birth and a valid email address. Visit hsa.ky and click My HSA Patient Portal for the sign-up schedule and more information.
We asked 100 people what they would do with a little extra time. Top answers included hang with friends, sleep, volunteer, walking on the beach, watch TV. But the odd thing is, no one said, stand in line to pay my bill. Funny that. Now Logic introduces Logic My Account. Pay online, view bill history, schedule automatic payments, and more. Go to logic.ky/my account and pay online, not stand in line. Logic My Account. Go on. Give yourself a little extra time. Bake a cake, browse the web, yoga, spring clean.
Do you want to serve your community? How about learning new and exciting skills? The Cayman Islands Regiment is now accepting applications for volunteers. Caymanian and permanent resident applicants should be between 18. A clean police record. No military experience is required. Apply online at www.gov.ky/CI Regiment. Applications close on November 15th, 2021.
Hi. It's time again for another Siwa Saying. This time is a pretty somber topic. We have a seafaring heritage, and one of the parts of that is the tragedies that take place out on the sea. I always say the sea always wins. So the topic we're going to be focusing on this time is the Majestic.
The Majestic.
27 souls were on board. It was a great tragedy for Grand Cayman and something that everybody should know about and should remember. We're asking the listeners to help us out with this. We have a list of the people lost on it, but we don't have all of the names of the survivors. There were 27 people lost and 19 people survived. We would love the audience to help us out with the names and then the stories behind it. So please listen in and give us a call.
The Majestic.
Special feature of Talk Today with contributions from the National Museum, a language, history and culture show on Radio Cayman 89.9 and 93.9 FM.
The Majestic.
Boy, we sound like you want to hear romances this time. Everybody, tune in. You want to hear this right?
Join us this Friday, Siwa Saying, October the 15th, The Majestic.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
Pan American Life Insurance Group can help you take your employee benefit solution to the next level.
For more than 110 years, millions of people have trusted PALIG because we've always delivered on our promise. PALIG is the only insurer providing group policies to as few as 3 employees and has the ability to combine life, health, disability, and income protection to provide you and your employees with a complete employee benefits package. Let us customize your employee benefits solution today. Call us at 949-8304 or visit our office at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, or visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life. People you can trust for life.
All right, good morning, Cayman. Let's take a look at your latest weather conditions. Present temperature 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Conditions are partly sunny on the outside. But it feels like about 90. Winds are out of the east-southeast at 4 miles per hour. Relative humidity 83%. Last night's dew point was at 75. Barometric pressure at 29.83 inches and slowly dropping. Isolated showers along with light easterly winds and smooth seas will continue across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours in association with a weak pressure gradient over the northwest Caribbean. Our forecast for today calls for partly cloudy skies with a 40% chance of afternoon showers and some thunder. Showers may become locally heavy at times. Temperatures will rise to the upper 80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be smooth with wave heights less than 2 feet. Then later tonight, partly cloudy skies, 30% chance of showers and possible thunder. Temperatures will fall to the mid-70s. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 knots or less. Seas will be smooth with wave heights less than 2 feet. We're currently in a high tide. Low tide is coming up at 12:42 this afternoon and high again at 6:57 this evening. For tomorrow, low tide is at 1:17 a.m., high at 7:13 a.m., low at 1:25 p.m., and high at 7:29 p.m. Sunset this Friday evening is at 6:01. Sunrise for Saturday morning at 6:21. The outlook is for similar weather conditions through Sunday morning. That's, my friends, is your latest weather.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
We at Pan American Life Insurance Group are here to help you protect your family and your income. For more than 110 years, millions of people have trusted PALIG because we have always delivered on our promise. Life insurance is not only about death, but also about living benefits. We'll help you secure the life insurance, accident and sickness disability income you need to protect you and your family. Call us today at 949-8304 or visit our office, Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, or visit www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving your goals is a very rewarding feeling, but at times can feel very frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting your goals, have a deadline. Procrastination is common in human nature. Setting a time to review the work helps to increase motivation because you know that you have to have it done by a certain time. This also ensures that you slow down to review progress. Consider rewards if things are going well. If things are not going as well as you would like, a deadline gives you a chance to pause and reflect on the current goal to see if there may be something getting in the way of being able to get it done.
Change your thinking and change your life.
Radio Cayman's Cayman Strong Series was brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. On Course Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. On Course Cayman. Health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
All right, let's take a look at our second traffic report this morning. Compliments of our good friends at Subway. Looking down from West Bay Road, viewing traffic heading into Georgetown and getting a little bit heavier this morning time, but is moving good. A little bit of traffic heading towards West Bay. Similar with the Esseley Tibbetts Highway, got some movements to make your way into Georgetown. Right now, heading back to the eastern areas, Shamrock Road, as far as Easton, Savannah, Bontown, traffic is moving. And taking a look at the camera at the East-West Arterial Creighton Boulevard Junction area, traffic is moving good. And looking down from King Sports Center, as you make your way onto the Linford Pearson, you're running smack into some traffic, which is slow moving. Expect about 5 to 10 minutes delays once getting in. Similar with Crew Road, movements there as well, moving slowly. But of course, looking at the lights at the intersection, Cricket Field. What's getting past there, some movements of traffic along Huldah Avenue. And continuing north on whichever streets, you got good flow of traffic. Heading towards the airport, very light traffic heading out that way. Looking at Godfrey Dixon Way, looking good at the moment. Got some pedestrian movements. Eastern Avenue also looking good with pedestrian movements. Not too bad this morning. Traffic is easing up considerably, but of course the only traffic in the area along the Linford Pearson Highway and Crew Road. Of course, that will ease up as the morning progresses. Similar with traffic along Bobby Thompson Way, those going through Fairbanks. Very light traffic out that way. Walker's Road is similar through South Sound. Along Walker's Road, slow moving traffic, but it's not too bad. Cayman Rock, Little Cayman, not too bad this morning either, with very light traffic. The traffic report brought to you by our good friends at Subway.
At Subway, we caramel a lot about our customers, so we decided to give you 2 treats in one with the new Caramel Apple Cookie. Enjoy cinnamon apples, caramel bits, and salted caramel crunch baked in, and topped with a drizzle of caramel-flavored icing. Gooey, crunchy, and yummy. Complete your Subway sandwich, pizza, or salad with the delicious Caramel Apple Cookie or any other cookie flavor and dessert, available for a limited time at all Subway locations. Subway, eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Come on, Cayman. Let's get ready to reopen. Countries all over the world are proving life can go on and we can safely coexist with COVID-19 in our community. With open borders, our readiness will be vital to protect each other and our islands. We can do this. Have your voice heard and pledge you are ready to safely reopen. Visit reopencayman.com. Join the movement and pledge that you are ready to reopen on November 22.
Hurricane season is here. If you're not prepared, it can really turn your life upside down. Fortunately, there's CG Britcay. Our people are here ready to assist at a moment's notice, with protection like alternative accommodation for those who are displaced due to a storm, and coverage for the cost of clearing debris, hiring surveyors, architects, and more. It's our priority to make sure you have what you need when you need it most. So when your life gets turned upside down, we can help to turn it around. CG Britcay. Good like that.
The Rotary Central Music Extravaganza 2021 tickets are here. Get your $25 ticket and stand a chance to win the grand prize of $40,000, second prize $4,000, and 6 $1,000 prizes. The Music Extravaganza music event, Saturday, November 27th at Salty's Grand Harbor, featuring CNB, Deja Blue, The Fabulous 68s. Tickets now on sale by Rotary members, authorized ticket sellers, and at eventpro.ky. 26 years of Rotary Music Extravaganza, funding over 70 community projects of significance since 1995. Rotary Central, Cayman Islands. Registered not-for-profit number 232. Rotary Central. Serve to change lives.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guest in the studio. I have a press release here from CaribbeanLife.com, and I wanted to share this with you from a few days ago, but unable to. And it talks about a Brooklyn DA, that is Brooklyn District Attorney, honors family frontline workers. And that family frontline worker, those family frontline workers are not your ordinary frontline workers. They have a connection to the Cayman Islands. And we do have a caller, so I'm going to take that caller first, and then I'm going to share this with you as well about a family in New York honored by the district attorney. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, good morning. I'll see you once again.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, OC, regarding the conversation we had on Wednesday. OC, I've learned that just after when Paloma came and tore the roof off the bakery and the police station, I understand that the government of that time spent somewhere in the range of $400,000.
Wow.
Rebuilding the police station. Now, for some experts or but brains to tell me or the public that is cracks in it, that also tells me that it was some shady work went on the building. You understand? And now, for this government or whoever's in charge to want to tear down the building, to put another building there, it really baffles me. And to me, it really was a waste of money, because in today's dollars, you're looking close to about $600,000 to what they spent. Plus, a new fleet of vehicles. They also had a new fleet of vehicles. And I also understand that where they relocated, they're spending something in the range of $9,000 a month to rent where they're renting. Now, I might be wrong, but that's what I understand. Now, what in God's name would they want to tear that down, knowing that, I mean, come on now. I mean, what that tells you, OC?
Well, I mean, if the structural integrity of the building is brought into question, then you can understand why. And you may not be able to determine that just by a visual examination of the building.
Yeah, but I mean, now to go and tear it down and that's just a little bit close to 13 years. That, well, it didn't take place just after the storm. I would say must have been close to months or a year. And the only thing that I can say that really a lot of money went into was the cell block, where they lock people up. Because the steel that I watched them put in there, in the concrete that I put them on, I hate to believe that there's cracks in it, unless they mix the cement with salt into the sun.
So, and you have confirmation that they're going to be rebuilding there. You've been able to confirm that?
I don't know about rebuilding. I understand that they're going to tear it down.
Okay.
Now that's all over the blacktop in Mile Road and everywhere else. That, just about every person in Cayman Rock or the Cayman Islands probably know that by now. So they say some of the things you hear in Cayman, it mightn't be true. It might be nearly true, but it's something to it.
Some truth to it, yeah.
And it surprises me that is nothing, no information going to the general public concerning these things. I mean, what's wrong with these people? You know, it really baffles me, man, because to go and tear it down and spend probably another $1 million again. Come on now, man. Something got to be wrong. And then what's so hard about somebody into this new government getting on your radio and explaining what is going on with the police station or what they intend to do with the police station? You know, I mean, what's wrong with that? The public deserves to know.
But again, I hate to keep harping on this, but there's a development board that is up there, and unless the government goes about exempting themselves from having to submit plans, that board up there should have an application for something, and as a public, you have the right to inquire as to whether or not an application has been submitted. Government is accountable. Government is answerable. They can't hide behind anything. You can either get it that way or get it through a Freedom of Information request as to what are the plans for the building. You can get that. You can. But sometimes we got to do the footwork ourselves because people are not going to hand it to us on a silver platter.
No, but listen, OC, do you think it just too common courtesy? The public of the Cayman Islands need to know what's going on with the government?
Well, I would believe that if something is going to be done there, that you as you're not 500 feet away from it, so you should have an opportunity to comment or to object as to what's going to take place there. If no one else, certainly you, in terms of your proximity to it, should know something, should be able to. Yeah.
Well, how I can object whenever I don't have anything in concrete.
That's what that's why I'm telling you that you have to push and ask questions, go to the relevant authorities, because they have to give it to you. They can't hide. They can't hide. When they try to do that, then you go to the ombudsman and you issue a complaint against them. They can't hide. But they're not necessarily going to take you on and in a public forum on it. Yes, sometimes they will listen and they hear, and then they will say, I better do something about this. Other times they may just ignore you and say, they can always claim that they weren't listening and they never heard. But if you go to that development control or whatever it is called over there and say, I am Lennox Moxham, I own the bakery on this block and parcel number. My understanding is that it is going to be demolished. My understanding is that something else is going to replace it here. Can you tell me whether or not you have an application of sorts? It is government who has to do that. Government is answerable. Government cannot hide behind the veil of secrecy.
Well, okay, it would be in their best interest if they let the general public know from time to time what are their intentions. That would be just common courtesy to let the Cayman Island people know what is going on within the government.
I agree. I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. But when it affects someone like you got to take you're part of the general public, but it is affecting you more. It's affecting you more than anyone else. As far as in the public.
If it affects me, it will affect the general public.
Yeah, but it's affecting you more.
Well, I tell you the truth. I play a very big part within the general public right now. And we have quite a few customers.
My friend,
they would be very displeased.
I would encourage you. I would encourage you to go to bat on this one for yourself. Go to bat on it.
Well, what happens to all the people into the government? The 19 of them.
Okay. My friend, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm getting the sense that you want it to be done. You want something to be done, but you want somebody else to do it for you. Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
No, you're wrong.
Okay.
I don't want nobody else to do anything for me.
Okay. But then take my advice and if you can come back to me next week and say, see, I went to those people on the development board there and they refuse to give me any information on that. Then we know what the next step, to be taken. We know.
That's a waste of time. Because no one that I go to will have any.
But you haven't gone there yet. We don't know that because you haven't gone, to my knowledge.
I know that from previous instances where I approached them.
Then you have already admitted, my friend. You have already admitted defeat. Then you have already admitted defeat.
No.
Yes.
Listen carefully. The government have a responsibility to let the people of the Cayman Islands know what are their intentions. They have that responsibility.
And when they don't, and when they don't,
and when they fail to do so, they have really, really, really let the public down.
And so, what do you do about it when they don't give you the information? When they don't get out there and say, "This is what we plan on doing with the former site that was the police station." What do you do?
Let me put it to you this way. If you were the government, what would you do, O.C.?
If I were the government, what would I do?
Yeah.
It depends.
No. What would you do since the ball is?
If I were the government and I was
the ball is in your court, what would you do if you were the government?
Well, if I was listening to you and I heard you, I would certainly respond to you.
Okay, good. That sounds good.
But so let me flip the coin now. If I were in your position, here is what I would also do. Exactly what I told you before. You have your development board over there, members who are appointed, who are members of the public, maybe some civil servants on there. They are answerable. I would approach them and say, I operate next door to this police station. Whatever is done there will affect me. Can you tell me whether you have an application to demolish this building? Can you tell me whether or not you have an application to build, erect a new structure on this building? They have to tell you something. Yeah. So that would be, instead of being the government, if I was on your side, that is exactly what I would do.
Okay. Well, see, I got to tell you, I really appreciate your show, what you're doing, and continue the good work, my friend.
Thank you. Okay.
I really appreciate that.
Take care. All the best. All right, okay. So, folks, you need to take the commercial break now, Paul, and then when we return, we're going to talk about this family in New York, frontline workers. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Are you feeling sick, but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough and sore throat, to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
Had a look at those investment options yet?
Too busy. Look at today.
Work out, breakfast, take the kids to school, back-to-back meetings, take Pepper to the vet, and she's apparently got allergies now, so... And that was all before 12. But you look relaxed.
That's because my money's as busy as you.
With RF, you can access the best in local and international investments to keep your money busy, so you can spend more time focusing on you. Contact us at rfgroup.com to find out more. RF, money at work.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab. Blood test, x-ray, and mammogram, all of that is MedLab. Affordable fees and friendly service, a full professional team. MedLab is always comfortable, MedLab is always clean. For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Call 949-7331 and ask about MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
COVID-19 vaccines are the only way forward in reopening our borders safely. Take the COVID-19 vaccine to protect yourself and the ones you love, especially those of us who cannot get vaccinated. For more information on the COVID-19 vaccine, visit www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
System 1 loaded. 1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. I'm going to share this article with you. Now, Brooklyn District Attorney honors family frontline workers, dated the 2nd of September 2021. And there's a photograph here. The Connolly family, left to right. James, Thalia, Emilia, and Tanian, with retired Congressman Adolphus Ed Towns. And it reads, Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez on Sunday bestowed special awards on a Caribbean American family whose members are frontline workers in the continuing fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. The members of the family of Brooklyn resident James Connolly, a Cayman Islands-born Vietnam War veteran and retired Deputy Commissioner in the Michael Bloomberg administration in New York City, received the awards during a special ceremony in Valley Stream, Long Island. Former Brooklyn Democratic Congressman Adolphus Ed Towns and Joel Brown of Local 1180 Union presented the awards on behalf of Gonzalez to Connolly's wife, Emilia, a registered nurse who retired after 40 years working in the neonatal intensive care unit at Brooklyn University Hospital in Brooklyn. Connolly's two daughters, Thalia and Taryn Connolly Ashby, a New York Police Department officer and educator, respectively, and Taryn's husband, a New York Police Department lieutenant detective. And this quote, on behalf of the residents of Brooklyn, I hereby recognize and honor your exemplary work and outstanding service in our diverse borough, said Gonzalez in the citation to the police officer Thalia Connolly, a forensic firearms specialist in Jamaica, Queens. Your unwavering commitment to ensuring that all residents are afforded equal opportunity and enhancing the quality of life in our community serves as an inspiration to all of us, he added. During a time of immense hardship, your service brought much-needed relief to our community. As Kings County District Attorney, I thank you for your tireless devotion, Gonzalez continued. almost identical words were inscribed on the citation for the other honorees. And there's another quote: "I am proud to represent the nursing profession," Mrs. Connolly, Honduran native, told Caribbean Life after the presentation. "I'm honored and thankful." Anything else there that I want to make sure I get all of it? And then we have the photographs with Ashby, with her husband, Lieutenant Detective Adrian Ashby. He's a Barbadian born, so look like we're keeping it all in the Caribbean. Wife is Honduran, daughter Caymanian Honduran, married to a Barbadian born. He's a commanding officer of the Animal Cruelty Investigation Squad based in Rosedale, Queens, as well. So goes on to say Connolly, a former district leader for the 42nd Assembly District in Brooklyn and executive director for the Alternative Sentencing Unit under the late Brooklyn District Attorney Joe Hines, expressed gratitude to Gonzalez for honoring his family. And he's quoted as saying, "I appreciate the district attorney for recognizing those on the front lines. He's proven to be one of the best district attorneys we've had. What I find about him is that he's very interested in the community. Real, humble, and down to earth," added Connolly, who also served as an executive director of the Work Experience Program, WEP, under former New York City Mayor Rudolph Giuliani. Not so famous these days, though. Towns, who has represented the then 10th Congressional District, now the 8th Congressional District, represented by Congressman Hakeem Jeffers, lauded the Connolly family for their service. And if you watch the news, U.S. politics, you would know Hakeem Jeffers, as well. I think he's the chairman of one of the congressional committees. Probably, more than likely, some Caribbean background as well. Goes on to talk about the family and says, "This is a precious family. They've done such good things for the community. When you stop and look at what they've achieved, I wish others would think about their fine example as well." Those there are some who are police detectives, and some who are in the medical field in that family. We hope one of these days that the Cayman Islands will open their arms and accept you and allow you to contribute here in the Cayman Islands as well. Paul, let's take that commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly. And again, congratulations to the Connolly family.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
New stock has just arrived at Super Stitch. Now don't take my word for it, drop by and see for yourself. Fresh off the boat, we have loads of fabric, vinyl upholstery fabric, fabric for cushions, outdoor fabrics, and dress fabric. That's not all. Super Stitch has sewing accessories and craft items. Included in the new shipment, you will find sheets, comforters, throw pillows, bath mats, rugs, and curtains for every room in your home. Super Stitch, 39 Pasador Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best price in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
Are you interested in learning more about providing great service during COVID-19? The Cayman Islands Department of Tourism invites you to sign up for a free training course, Aquila Service Excellence COVID-19 Edition. This free training will provide guidance on how to interact with customers while adhering to COVID-19 protocols. Sessions will be held every Wednesday in October. For more information and to register, head to aquila.ourcayman.ky. That's aquila.ourcayman.ky. Deadline to register is the Monday before each session.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We had a caller on hold, but they have left us. We hope and encourage them to call back. If you want to call on the toll-free number, that toll-free number is 1-800-534-8255. So the toll-free number means that you do not incur any charges on that. Let's share some information with you. We know that some of you, this is a popular topic for some, and for others, they have their views and their suspicions about this particular organization. If we look at other jurisdictions like Bermuda, for instance, the organization that they have over there has proven to be quite useful and efficient as well. And at one point in time, you were conscripted into that organization until there were some court challenges and everything, and that was conscription. Eventually, it was removed because it was pretty unpopular, especially amongst the younger folks. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the regiment. So we had the Bermuda Regiment. They assisted us here in the Cayman Islands after Hurricane Ivan as well. Became very popular amongst our communities as well. Made lots of friends and stuff like that here in the Cayman Islands. So the Cayman Islands Regiment is starting its 2021 recruitment process. And this press release says that the Cayman Islands Regiment aims to recruit new volunteers for its third cohort of recruitment. Cayman Islands Regiment is looking for physically able individuals between the ages of 18 to 50 years old who are Caymanian or permanent residents of the Cayman Islands to join. Candidates are expected to complete the four-phased recruitment process. Phase 1 consists of physical assessment. Phase 2 is an interview with regiment personnel. Phase 3 comprises the medical and drug test. And Phase 4 is the 14-day non-residential training camp schedule for 2022. I guess non-residential means that you train in the day, you go home, and then you return for training the next day. So it's not training in residence. It says goes on to say that once candidates successfully complete all phases of the recruitment, they will be invited to the passing out parade and officially become members of the Cayman Islands Regiment. Lieutenant Colonel Watson, the commanding officer of the Cayman Islands Regiment, encourages the men and women of the Cayman Islands to make an impactful contribution to the community by joining the regiment. He's quoted as saying, the Cayman Islands Regiment is proud to serve Cayman in times of emergency. Since it was created last year, men and women of the regiment have deployed during 3 tropical storms to carry out evacuations, route and debris clearance, and emergency food distribution. More recently, teams have distributed emergency aid to 120 quarantining families across Grand Cayman. If you want to serve your community and be a part of a dedicated team that supports Cayman, then apply to join us, he is quoted as saying. Potential candidates are asked to complete the application on the Cayman Islands Regiment website, which is www.explore.gov.ky/CIREGIMENT, Cayman CI Regiment. Dateline for applications will be the 15th of November 2021. If potential candidates have any questions or concerns, they can contact the regiment headquarters. That number is 640-3889. So, regiment is recruiting. Closing the deadline for applications, 15th of November 2021. If you have any questions or concerns, give them a call at 640-3889. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
I'm good, thanks.
It's a beautiful Friday.
It is, certainly is, yes.
Nice. My name from now on is Manyan.
You're breaking up, caller. You're breaking up.
My name from now on is Concerned Cayman. I can call myself.
Okay.
You can hear me okay now?
Yep, much better.
What do you know about these people, the expat association that has been formed? What do you know about these people?
Well, if you noticed, I haven't mentioned it on any of my shows so far because, I haven't given much credibility to what I am seeing or what I am hearing. And based on what I am seeing, there's a lot of information out there. Whomever is putting this out certainly don't have, all of their facts and all of their ducks lined up. And one of the things that I don't like to do is that I don't like to go having a back and forth with entities that I don't know or those who don't have the correct information, because you don't hold an argument or you don't hold a debate with someone who doesn't know what they're talking about unless they're prepared to listen rather than think that they can contribute. But I do, my personal opinion on it is I believe that it is someone who's seeking to stir up hatred here in the Cayman Islands, either from a racial or nationalist standpoint. And I believe, or it's quite possible, that they may have access to enough financing that will sustain them for quite a while to be able to do that. But I said, I remain quiet at this point in time. But when the time comes, if I have to take them on, I will.
Point well taken, OC. But as a concerned Caymanian, I don't like what is happening and the what these people. I mean, You know, I was always told that wherever there's smoke, there's a good chance that there's going to be a fire.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't get smoke without fire.
Yep.
Unless, I don't know, exhaust. But, I mean, if smoke is coming out of your exhaust, something is still igniting that, and it has to be a spark. So, any way you look at it, there's a spark somewhere. So, I mean, I don't know what their agenda is, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't care. They have no say in this country. If they don't like what we are doing, I just hope the government would try to find out who these individuals are, and we will buy them airplane tickets to get the hell off of this island, because people like that we don't need in this country. We are 150% capable of running this country. We have always done, and we did one hell of a good job doing it. So for these fly-by-nights to come to this country and think that they can dictate to us and they can tell us, Caymanians, what they want, when they want it, and how they want it. I mean, where they get the nerves from, OC? Where did they get it from? I mean, you think I could go to United States or Canada or England or any other country and dictate and come up with these kind of stupid requests and all of this foolishness and think I can get any results at the end of the day? These people need to come to reality and accept that this is the best place on the face of the earth. You come here and you found it like this. Leave it the way it is. We are quite capable.
Yeah, and it's easy for people to hide behind a website and produce a first name, and so they remain anonymous. If they feel so strongly about what they want to do, get out there on a public platform, show your face.
Oh, see, you know why they're not going to show their faces? Because they're a bunch of cowards. That's all they are, is a bunch of cowards. They can say whatever they want to say behind the screen of a computer or any other ways of getting it out there. But they can't come and let you know exactly who they are. They can't put it in the newspaper and say, this is what we stand for, this is who we are. They'll never do it because they got no balls. They're cowards.
Mm-hmm.
And cowards especially, we don't need in this country. Because what will happen with cowards like this, as soon as we are threatened with anything, the first thing they're going to try to do, get the hell off of this island as quick as they can and as far away from what is happening here. We do not need here. We as Caymanians, we will stay here. We have stayed here from time mosquitoes were mosquitoes and their name is not going to change. And we know what they're all about. So these people need to get off of their high horses and just accept this country the way they are. And I got to just ask the Premier, please get these people out of this country.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone else that wants to come here and tell us what we should do in this country. And I know we are capable. If I knew we wasn't capable of doing and running this country, but I've seen this country run for 71 years, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. But when you get people like this that comes along that want to change and just make things the way that it is in their country, why did they leave their country to come here? I mean, see, have a good weekend, my friend.
Thank you. You do the same as well. Do the same as well. Folks, top of the hour headline news at 9 o'clock. When we return, we have one more birthday that we want to wish as well. Somebody who's celebrating their 87th birthday today. 87th birthday today. We'll tell you who that is when we return, so please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Follow Radio Cayman on Twitter. All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Follow us at twitter.com/Radio Cayman.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Government reported the results of 896 COVID-19 tests on Thursday. 16 came back positive. 11 of those are in unvaccinated persons, and 12 are attributed to community spread. There are currently 195 active cases of COVID-19 in the Cayman Islands. 110 are symptomatic. More than 30 people are dead and 90 injured after 3 explosions tore through a Shia mosque during Friday prayers in the Afghan city of Kandahar. Pictures from inside the Bibi Fatima Mosque show shattered windows and bodies lying on the ground and other worshippers trying to help. The BBC has been told it was a suicide bomber. Poland's parliament has passed a law allowing border guards to immediately expel migrants who cross the border illegally. Guards will also be given power to refuse applications for international asylum without examination. Human rights groups accuse Poland of wanting to legalize migrant pushbacks. Poland and the European Union have accused Belarus's authoritarian president of facilitating an influx of thousands of migrants. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
Hi. It's time again for another Siwa Saying. This time is a pretty somber topic. We have a seafaring heritage, and one of the parts of that is the tragedies that take place out on the sea. I always say the sea always wins. So the topic we're going to be focusing on this time is the Majestic.
The Majestic.
27 souls were on board. It was a great tragedy for Grand Cayman and something that everybody should know about and should remember. We're asking the listeners to help us out with this. We have a list of the people lost on it, but we don't have all of the names of the survivors. There were 27 people lost and 19 people survived. We would love the audience to help us out with the names and then the stories behind it. So please listen in and give us a call.
The Majestic.
Special feature of Talk Today with contributions from the National Museum, a language, history and culture show on Radio Cayman 89.9 and 93.9 FM.
The Majestic.
Boy, we sound like you want to hear romances this time. Everybody, tune in. You want to hear Race Sweat?
Join us this Friday, Siwa Saying, October the 15th, The Majestic.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. So we want to wish a happy 87th birthday to Mr. Isaac Gerolo Rankin of East End. Most people would just call him Gerolo. So Mr. Gerolo Rankin of East End, 87 years of age today. So happy birthday, Mr. Gerolo, as well. Big happy birthday to him. One of our listeners responded to Miss Teresa's call, about the cultural event that is taking place at the Harquail Center today. And that listener has written and said, building up our Caymanian heritage can only bode well for our little nation. Yes, we have to continue to build it up. We have to continue to record it. We have to continue to talk about it, because there are those within our community who would love to cancel our culture. They would love to cancel it. They would love to say that it doesn't exist. But not only that, some of them would wish to impose another culture on us as well. So that is why, folks, we as Caymanians have to remain dominant. We as Caymanians have to be in control. In full control. We're not in full control yet. There are those who are hesitant about that because they're suffering from the Stockholm Syndrome, or we can call it the colonial syndrome. They're suffering from it. They don't feel that they can go out on their own. They don't trust their own to be able to govern them when we did it in the past. Yes, it may not, or something that it may not have been complicated when we had vestry here in the Cayman Islands, Justice and Vestry. It may have been even more complicated than it is now because, we have to deal with the economy and all other things, monetary policies and all of those things. Now, we didn't have them in those days, so they even had to find even more, forget the word now, ways of being able to survive and for people in the Cayman Islands to survive. So if we did it then, we can do it now. We just have to convince more that it can be done. That may take another generation. I'm not sure that I'll be here then, and I may not have the opportunity to one day see us fully in control of our own destiny. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Oh, very provocative. But you know how I can leave that
Coming
alone.
from the heart. It's coming from the heart.
We know that. What about the Stockholm Syndrome? No, you can tell us all that. You can tell us what it is.
Okay, yeah, I'll share that. Yeah.
Okay. But let me say we are already there where we have been cancelled out, and I guess most of us did that ourselves. When you can sue the government of a country that you don't belong in, you know about the raping you, you know about the starving you, but you can sue the government of the country. You make big announcement, and then you're sitting down, you're eating my food on my good clean beaches, messing it up and nastying it up with the smart myself, so on and so forth. We are already there where we have been cancelled, because if we were not cancelled, they wouldn't be able to do these things and to say these things. But anyhow, tell us about the Stockholm Syndrome.
Okay, I will.
And about your situation with your headset.
Oh yeah. Well, you have to see you have to see those hats. They are so nicely made.
Who made them?
No, actually, didn't tell me who made them either, and I'm sure that. Well, I can't say that because I can't get him in trouble on his job. But if somebody's listening, go over to the planning department, tell that. He must send me a WhatsApp message or a text message to let me know exactly the person who he bought those hats from, so I can give them some exposure on the radio here, as well. We'll do that. We'll do that.
I can call you when you get off. I can tell you where you get the best hats made.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Well, if you want to, you can tell us here. Give them a free plug right here on Radio Cayman. Give them a free plug. Go right ahead and do it. I'll pay for the commercial for it.
Okay. Best hats. We can sell mine. Doesn't get that. Best hats. Miss Donna Bryan.
Okay.
Prettiest hats.
Uh-huh.
Best straw work. Miss Marlena Anglin of the West Bay.
Okay.
Best straw work. Best. And that, I believe them hats might even come from Marlena. I don't know.
Quite possible.
And
does she put the lining? Does she sew the lining on the inside of them?
That's what brought my attention to it.
Uh-huh.
I kinda she does line some things. I wouldn't say for her hats, but best local straw work in the world. And Miss, oh my God, I can't remember what the name of the other woman is. I apologize to her too.
And then of course you have in East End Miss
Carmen.
Carmen, yes, yeah. Well, she does all sorts of work there, the crocheting and everything.
We got the best. And down our way, remember we had Miss Gladys on the side,
So are we passing this on? Are children learning the craft as well?
Though. I can't do any craft, but boy, I could cut a top, and I love it. So no, I don't think we're not relevant. You know what you call it, canceled culture.
Yeah, cancel culture.
The other word you like, gentrification.
Yeah, gentrification. Yeah, they did that in Brooklyn. The various parts of Brooklyn that the government made it basically go into disrepair, all of the buildings, the landlords and everything, and then the rich yuppies and stuff like that Cayman bought them up, refurbished them, and now, the regular folks can't afford.
You can't even walk down that street.
But one good thing that they have done, and I thought about this, for Cayman as well. Even in on the west side, they have some residential towers there, and I was reading a story the other day because they are required to set aside units, a certain amount of units for poorer families. But there was a story. There was a story that those families. There was a story that these families were required to enter the building, not from the front but from the rear, because it's one of those upscale stush buildings, and they didn't want people to see them going in there. But what we should require here, and this would be controversial, but it would be good as well, that all of these high rises that are going up and stuff like that over Indigo Bay and and Grand Harbor and stuff like that, certain amount of units have to be set aside at a certain price so that they're available for other families who can't pay that $1.5 million or $2 million, for it as well. We know that they would raise hell and stink about that here in the Cayman Islands, but if we had a bold government that would do that, you would see what would happen.
A bold government. We have bold governments all the time. They're bold.
Bold in print.
See what we get out of it.
Bold in print.
Not only that too, but look and see what we get out of it.
Yeah.
And what another side get out. They're very bold. But on whose side?
Yeah.
But whose side? We don't think that high. We are not that tall. I like to say we are not that tall, and I won't really beat up on us, but sometimes
we got to do that. We got to do that to wake us up.
We as Caymanians are no longer tall. When I was growing up, and when you was growing up, we had tall Caymanians, even if they were dwarfed in stature, but they were tall. And they could speak and they could ask for things. And sometimes they would carry on to, just a little show for somebody. But we were tall people. Now we are no longer tall. We have ceased to be tall. We have ceased to be vibrant. All that. But like I say, when you get off here and hear all that.
Okay, all right. Take care.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Any other caller on hold, Paul? No one on hold? You want to take a commercial break now? Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Had a look at those investment options yet? Too busy. Look at today. Workout, breakfast, take the kids to school, back-to-back meetings, take Pepper to the vet, and she's apparently got allergies now, so... And that was all before 12. But you look relaxed. That's because my money's as busy as you.
With RF, you can access the best in local and international investments to keep your money busy, so you can spend more time focusing on you. Contact us at rfgroup.com to find out more. RF, money at work.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
The 9th Annual Cayman Islands District Wesleyan Youth Convention is from October 20th to the 24th at Fri Oct15th Civic Center in Northside. This year's theme is On Course with God, # Living My Best Life.
Living My Best Life.
Featuring Naomi Jonathy, Caitlin Bush, Donnie McCoy, Pastor Dolman Bodden, Donna Mitchell, Brian Watler Jr., and much, much more.
Nightly services begin at 7:30 p.m. and from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday the 23rd. Buses are available island-wide and all services will be streamed live on the Northside Wesleyan Holiness Church Facebook page.
Call Cassandra Ebanks on 925-1930 or Pastor Conway King on 916-5372 for further information. The first 25 persons to sign up will receive a free conference t-shirt compliments of Ollie.
Individuals requiring letters to their employers confirming they have been placed in mandatory isolation due to ongoing COVID-19 contact tracing requirements can obtain these by request to Public Health. Please request by email only to quarantine@hsa.ky.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matter. For the Record with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. So our previous caller wanted me to explain what the Stockholm Syndrome is. And I'm going to Wikipedia here. I know some, there are criticisms about Wikipedia and sometimes about the accuracy of it. And that is why it's a platform where it can be updated for accuracy as well, but I'm going to share it from Wikipedia with you. So Stockholm Syndrome is a condition in which hostages develop a psychological bond with their captors during captivity. I'm going to stop there. So how do I take that and relate that to us and to colonialism? So we were hostages, many of us, or all of us, I would say to a certain extent. Those of African descent, we were snatched in Africa and brought over to the Caribbean, North America, and other places as slaves to work. So that is similar to hostage, but even more detrimental because you're forced to work as well. Hostages aren't necessarily forced to work. So that's the comparison there. We develop a psychological bond with our captors. How did we do that? Because they made us dependent on them. Even in the 50s, late 50s, and the 60s, when the countries moved towards independence, they had already been accustomed to being governed by others. We hear stories about the Portuguese, for instance, during their colonial period, places like Angola, Mozambique, where when they left and they took not only their administrative processes and everything, but they took even the plumbing from the buildings when they left as well. Here in the Caribbean, in many instances, the Brits stayed around for administrative reasons and others. Why did they do that? Because you still had landowners who were British in these territories, and as a result of that, they wanted to ensure that they stayed to protect them. So we became dependent on them, dependent so much so that many or all joined the Commonwealth of Nations, retained the monarch, the British monarch, as the head of state. We're seeing that changing now. Trinidad did it. By next month, November, Barbados, fortunately, would have done so as well. But all of those things are identifying with your captor, when you continue to rely on them, when you continue to say, we have stable government because they are still around. Okay? So I'm going to continue to read now. Get off my spleege. It says, Stockholm Syndrome results from a rather specific set of circumstances, namely the power imbalance contained in hostage taken or kidnapping. I'm going to replace that and add more to that power balance. Not only the power imbalance, but the financial imbalance as well that obtained after independence in many countries, as well. So it says imbalance contained in hostage taken, kidnapping, and abusive relationships. Therefore, it is difficult to find a large number of people who experience Stockholm Syndrome to conduct studies with any sort of power. Well, we still have those that experience in the colonial syndrome. It says this makes it hard to determine trends in the development and effects of the condition. Well, we know what the effects of the conditions are here. You end up with a situation where someone either puts up a fake website or uses a name that may not be their own, and maybe stirring up things, as well. Emotional bonds may be formed between captor and captives during the ultimate time together. And those emotional, and I'm going to stop there, those emotional bonds can be so strong that in the case of colonialism, people even crowd to go to the colonial country to live. Look what happened with the Windrush generation. Later on, they come and they want to kick you out because they say you were not here legally. But when they wanted you there to work, you went, you rushed over there because of economic reasons. And those were independent countries where they did that, quote unquote, independent countries as well. Goes on to say, but these are generally considered irrational in light of the danger or risk endured by the victims. There's a risk. Stockholm Syndrome has never been included in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, or DSM. The standard tools are for diagnosis of psychiatric illness and disorders in the U.S., mainly due to the lack of a consistent body of academic research. The syndrome is rare, according to data from the FBI, and 5% of hostage victims show evidence of Stockholm Syndrome. This term was first used by the media in 1973 when 4 hostages were taken during a bank robbery in Stockholm, Sweden. The hostages defended their captors after being released and would not agree to testify in court against them. It was noted that in this case, however, the police were perceived to have acted with little care for the hostages' safety, providing an alternative reason for their unwillingness to testify. Stockholm Syndrome is paradoxical because the sympathetic sentiments that captives feel towards their captors are the opposite of the fear and disdain which an onlooker might feel towards the captor. There are 4 key components that characterize Stockholm Syndrome. 1, a hostage development of positive feeling towards the captor. We have that here. 2, no previous relationships between the hostages and the captor. We had previous relationships, but there were no previous relationships when they grabbed us off the coast of Africa. A refusal by hostages to cooperate with police forces and other government authorities. That I would equate that to a refusal to have the Decolonization Committee come to the Cayman Islands, explain what the decolonization process is all about, explain to us what our options are about as well. And fourth, a hostage's belief in the humanity of the captor, ceasing to perceive them as a threat when the victim holds the same values as the aggressor. Folks, that all of this that is explained here, if that is not what we suffer by identifying with the colonial power, I don't know what it is. You are free to disagree or disagree with me, but those are my views. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. For the Record.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine this morning again. Thank God. And I just want to offer my condolences to the Webb family and Nunes and his family and to Pinchy. I feel so sad, and I had to call in after I heard you speak about the competition and school, because you two were the smartest persons in our school. And we used to call her Pinchy Webb.
Yes. But no, Pinchy was Diana.
Oh, Diana, that's right. Oh, my goodness, yes, that's true, O.C. Yeah, Pinchy was Diana. Yeah, Alexis was the
older one, yes.
How could I confuse the two? My goodness. But anyway, and then, of course, immediately to get to your conversation, because I can't believe it that I'm hearing it on the radio in the Cayman Islands.
Well, I may not be on after today, but...
Well, I'm sure that they realize that you are a balanced person, and we need balance. And the balance of the scale means that there has to be the same evidence on both sides of the tellers. You know, O.C., you know, I have always been a person who has spoken out about colonialism and racism and the way it has formed our mentality, our values, and our culture. And today I will be participating in the debate or the discussion there at the Harkwell.
So I heard, yes. Congrats.
Yes. And what I always wanted to remind people of is how this whole thing got started with the Harkwell and why they would damn the memory of persons like myself and Jeff Cresswell, Maureen Cresswell, Anita Ebanks, Bendel Hydes, who were the founding members of the In-Theater Company, which led to the Cayman National Company, Theater Company, which led to the Cayman National Cultural Foundation. And so today when we're talking about culture, culture has to do with memory. And if you don't have the memory of all that has been done, but only a selective memory, a memory that is programmed by colonialism, by bias, by racism, then you can't be proud of that. You have to go back and do deep-rooted analysis to really be able to find out what is good about your culture, because not all of our culture is positive. There is positive and negative forces in everything. That's the form of reality. And so in culture, we have to always be looking to find what has been developed positively and what has been developed negatively. The negative part of our culture is what has taken over and gained form and institutionalized. And I use the reference with regards to the creation of the Harkwell Theater and the two theaters there and the Cultural Foundation, because we started with the Cayman National Youth Theater back, I think, in 79, with Jeff Cresswell leading it. And it actually came out of an idea from Jim Barton, by the way, And I told people many times that time longer than rope actually was the result of a commission that Chimbod had given me to write the history of the Cayman Islands, and he gave me the paperwork of what he had, and I was supposed to look more. But of course, we have a history of the Cayman Islands now. He has founded upon the seas by Michael Creighton.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the big stories in that book that has really interested me is the story about Long Celia, the slave woman that was given those 50 lashes in a public place for uttering what they call seditious statements that would serve to cause a rebellion among the slaves. Slavery was the foundation of the Caymanian society. It was the economic backbone. It was what was used to create, as poor as we were, the first sort of activities which sustained the colony and create what we have today. The foundation of what we have today was based upon African enslavement. And we don't want to identify with this, although many Caribbean islands do. And so I don't have nothing against people who are gay. But when we can celebrate that, when our premier can celebrate that, but he cannot acknowledge the fact that we had African slavery here, cannot encourage us to go back to sort of celebrating emancipation, then I think that we are all playing into the hands of the colonial metric that maintain that there is a hierarchy that was created by God, and that hierarchy is a racial hierarchy. And that is part of the problem in this country. I have suffered as a result of speaking out, but I'm old enough to support you and what you say, because what you say needs to become part of the discussions, because our children will never have the confidence which they need to have if they do not understand where they come from.
So true, so true.
I studied what was happening in London from 1972 with the West Indian, Afro-West Indian children that came to meet their parents and live with them, that were brought over there to refuel or help to refuel the British economy.
Yep.
And those kids were labeled as educationally subnormal. They had problems in school. They became truants, many of them. Many of them went on the street and started what they call in England nicking, stealing, taking things from shops and different things like that. So they created an adventure playground, they call it, which was an anti-authoritarian structure, and they started to allow them to sit there during the days, play dominoes, and then they went to the music things, and the whole ghettoization process that begun there, and that's what I started to study. That's when I got interested in gangs. That's when I began to understand the influence in which media, which pictures, which games have on forming a counterculture that is very much a part of how they brainwash or train young people not to be a part of the authoritarian productive system. And you, I think, more than perhaps most people would realize what the traditional institutions do if you're trained in them, because you were trained from your mother, you were trained through the Cubs, you were trained through the Scouts, you were trained with discipline, and so you're a disciplined authoritarian person, and you are able to distinguish the difference between the negative force and the positive force in the culture and in your life. So you are a healthy person as far as I'm concerned. People should listen to you because I think that you're very balanced. But my opinion is, why is it that when we have people who go into the streets, go into the gangs like myself, study them, have been involved in doing studies to be able to help us to solve some of the problems in our school, that we look at the person and say that person has no use simply because that person might have views that say, I cannot support colonial cultural policies that are making people believe that everything that happened to them during colonialism and slavery should be outside the schools and it should not be discussed even in the media or in the society as a whole, that whoever does so should be considered as an enemy against the crown. And I feel that this is what we need. We need an awakening to understand our social psychology and our culture, and we have to be honest and compassionate about it. I am not blaming anybody in the sense that I'm saying I can't have a relationship with you because what happened in the past with your ancestors and my ancestors. I'm saying that for us to have a productive and dynamic relationship, which I think we all need to have, we need to understand where both is coming from in terms of the question of equality.
And appreciate that as well. Appreciate that, yeah.
Yes, OC. So go ahead.
No. I'm going to give you an opportunity just to wrap up because I've gone 5 minutes beyond the commercial break.
Okay. So OC, I thank you for bringing this up because it supports what I've always been saying. My thesis was on race, racism, and social control, which was a case study of an urban British community, which was Notting Hill Gate. I completed it in 1977. I got my PhD because of it. That's the reason why I talk the way I talk about these things. If people can't understand me, they need to learn from me, not condemn me.
Certainly.
And I think that Cayman has paid for, and Cayman knows at the point that they are at now, they're going to pay totally for it if they do not wake up and understand the metric of colonialism.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Doc. We do have another caller on hold. We will take that caller as soon as we return. So please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
Each Tuesday and Thursday from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m.
The Tuesday and Thursday edition of the Business Buzz is brought to you by Optical Outlook. Visit them at their new location in Anderson Square. Telephone 746-2020. Come see the difference with Optical Outlook.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Now, more than ever, it's imperative that we work together to protect and preserve our environment. I mean, the environment is practically asking us to stop and change. Do your part by supporting the 3rd annual Enviro Walk and Run hosted by the Miss World Cayman Islands pageant and Girl Power Limited. The 5K walk run takes place on Sunday, October 24th at Safe Haven. Sign up on Eventpro or Race Caribbean with the entry fee only $25. Today is the perfect day to do your part to help save our environment and sign up for Enviro Walk.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the Record with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're going straight to the phone lines as promised. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Thanks for being so patient.
It's me again, Margaret.
Yeah, that's okay. Go right ahead. Oh, by the way, before somebody sent me a WhatsApp message also and said that they were telling me about Mr. Powell. Let me find it here very quickly. We'll see. It says here that No, you go ahead. I'll find it after. It's taken me a while to find it. You go ahead.
The name I couldn't remember a while ago was Miss Rosemary from West Bay. Another
what's the first name?
Rosemary.
Rosemary. Okay. And did you mention Lizzie Powell before?
No.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Someone sent me one and say Miss Lizzie Powell in West Bay. She makes beautiful hats. She's always displaying and selling them during the West Bay, whenever there's the West Bay Heritage Day. Yes, yes, yeah. But
Miss Rosemary and them do good thatch work as well. And I just wanted to say that I wish Dr. Frank, I wish you would entertain him to tell you some Mr. Jim Borden stories. You would die with laughter.
Oh, yeah. I actually, Dr. McPhail and I were, there's a story in one of the trade wind newspaper, a boat called the Sulphur Queen that sank, and I think there were 3 Caymanians that were lost on that as well. And I think Mr. Jim Borden was either on the sister ship, but there was someone who was lost by the name of James Borden, and they thought it was him. I'm going to share that with our audience one of these days, because he is our national hero, and there are stories about him that a lot of people don't know as well. There's a photograph of him there, looking young and spruce as well. So I intend to share that at some point in time.
Well, I guess we're going to have to give up our national heroes for our modern heroes. I don't know. That day will come too.
Well, the next thing that happened, I never told this story before, but I was on a plane to the UK once, Virgin Atlantic, and our political leader at the time here in the Cayman Islands, and it happened that Richard Branson was on the same flight, and it was talking. Huh?
He's a friend of the Cayman Islands.
Well, in a way, but that was the time when the big stir-up was about the turtle farm and about us selling turtle meat and stuff like that. And he was supposedly supporting that. And I say that to say this, that we talk about, we have to be very careful how we talk about these thatch rope and this thatch hats and stuff like that, because the next thing you will hear that our flora, that we're destroying that by making thatch. So we have to be careful. You better start planning.
If we didn't destroy supplying Jamaica, who supplied the rest of the world, the seamen told stories that they could see our thatch. In what we used to call it, the Far East, the Near East, the Middle East. Our thatch is what they used to tie up
to ships, before the synthetic stuff came along.
We never kill them because we take the one top. That's why it's called a top. Nobody didn't tell me this, but I figured this out. We take the one fruit out of the top of the tree, and we go and we leave that, and it continues. And they are sturdy. They are stalwart. You can't kill them. You can't kill them with fire.
Well,
because the next rain coming up, so it's not us. It's when they dig them out the ground, take them out of the cliff rock,
and try to carry them on the developments.
It's not me and you, and we would never destroy our top.
But some quote-unquote expert will come up with that one to deny us of enjoying our thatch hats and stuff, The
export, don't need to talk. You don't understand that I don't make them quantify me. No, that's where we got to stop that foolishness. Our tops will last and last and last. They grow on cliff rock. They grow in, as the Easterner would say, they grow in swamp. They grow up on cliff. They grow anywhere. They grow on the beach side. They grow anywhere. You don't get rid of something like that unless you have a plan to get rid of it.
Okay.
There are yet enough Caymanians alive who understand the value of our thatch that we wouldn't go that route. I don't think in this generation. Might be the next one, but not us. They're going. They're going fast, but it's not us.
Exactly. Before you go, by the way, did we hear? I didn't see anything in the headlines. I didn't hear anything in press, in local headlines or press briefings or anything. Of course, September is the month that the United Nations, has their General Assembly and everything. So that was taking place, and the special, the fourth committee, which is the Special Political and Decolonization committee, and this year was the 76th United Nations General Assembly meeting. Did you hear of Cayman sending anyone to that? I wonder if for a good friend.
Who would be sent?
I wonder if a good friend Bill is listening to that, because the BVI, British Virgin Islands, their minister.
Both Billies are very keen on that.
Yeah, but listen to this now. Their deputy premier, Natalia Wheatley, right, went to the United Nations Special Committee, and he told them about the BVI being concerned that the United Kingdom's intention may be to strip the territory of its power of immigration and lands, and also take over the finances of the local government. Of course, there's a commission of inquiry that is taking place there that was commissioned by the previous governor, and they're coming down pretty heavy now. I'm not going to find any excuses for any misdeeds that the political leaders in any country that they do. I'm not going to find any excuses for those, but he certainly made his way to the Decolonization Committee to put that out there. But what I'm saying is that all of the overseas territories have an opportunity to go to the United Nations and to appear, in the Decolonization Committee. My question is, did Cayman send anyone? Do we have an interest in that, or again, is it the Stockholm Syndrome that is preventing us from going there?
No. We just had, we still in COVID.
Yeah.
And we just had an election.
Okay.
Tell me some more. That we can sweep that on and sort ourselves by saying that. Now, big up to the Minister of Health. You don't play with her. Don't play with her. Don't drag her around. Don't drag her. Or she will stop you there abruptly. No, we not. Well, until we become aware of whom we are, until we value ourselves, until those times, we are not ever going to be represented at those august assemblies.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody does go there in the name of Cayman, spending our money and eating our food, they won't have anything in their hearts for us. They might have for proper practices and, this and that and the next thing. But the heart of Cayman can only be signed by Caymanians, and that's what we don't understand about ourselves. You can't send another person there to do this. You got to have blood to terra firma.
Mm-hmm.
Blood to terra firma. So I wonder now, if you don't send you and you don't send Dana Warren, they don't sell Better Adam, who we can send?
But
we can send Balika Samamba, yeah. But the government has to do that. First of all, we have to agree that we're going to participate in it, because bear in mind that the UK discourages most of their overseas territories from appearing there, because they do not see the Decolonization Committee as being legit now or having any say as far as those countries that are still under colonial rule as well. But I'm going to ask you to leave us there. Going again beyond my commercial break. Going to take the last one for the morning. Talk to you later. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
The 9th Annual Cayman Islands District Wesleyan Youth Convention is from October 20th to the 24th at Fri Oct15th Civic Center in Northside. This year's theme is On Course with God, # Living My Best Life.
Living my best life.
Featuring Naomi Jonathy, Caitlin Bush, Donnie McCoy, Pastor Dolman Bodden, Donna Mitchell, Brian Watler Jr., and much, much more.
Nightly services begin at 7:30 p.m. and from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday the 23rd. Buses are available island-wide and all services will be streamed live on the Northside Wesleyan Holiness Church Facebook page.
Call Cassandra Ebanks on 925-1930 or Pastor Conway King on 916-5372 for further information. The first 25 persons to sign up will receive a free conference t-shirt compliments of Ollie.
Join us on Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 a.m. on Radio Cayman for The Business Buzz. The Business Buzz is produced by Susan Watson and hosted by Anita Khan, who brings her own unique, enthusiastic, and engaging perspective to The Business Buzz. Tune in as we put a spotlight on a wide cross-section of businesses in the Cayman Islands. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 a.m. on Radio Cayman. Do you want to serve your community? How about learning new and exciting skills? The Cayman Islands Regiment is now accepting applications for volunteers. Caymanian and permanent resident applicants should be between 18 and 50 with a clean police record. No military experience is required. Apply online at www.gov.ky/CI Regiment. Applications close on November 15th, 2021.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matter. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Paul, we have one caller on hold. We're going to make that the last caller because I have a few emails and WhatsApp messages that I would like to share as well. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you, my friend?
I'm okay. A day like today, though, I must say that it's a pity you're not having Dr. Steve with you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. But when you look at the thing about the touch rope and so on, yeah, rightly so, we might have some kind of repercussions from outsiders, let's put it that way for a short answer, trying to deter us from doing our little touch work, hats and whatever, because developers coming here, they can buy a piece of property and just demolish it regardless of what's on it, whether it's touch palms or what it is, they can just demolish it without practically any questions. You know what's happening into this place, my friend? And I've seen it, and you see it too. Supposedly, these developers coming here, they bring in a whole nation with them to buy these places. And you know, we're getting in, I must say right now, that you can see the racial tension building up. It is building up. With these people that they come from nowhere, in my opinion, no class, and they bring their families here, and they look at you in a place in the street or a supermarket like, who are you? What are you doing here? You know, we have a problem in here unless, and I don't know if this is going to happen. When you, in one of our meetings in the West Bay Action Committee, you have this guy from South Africa. This tells you what kind of a person, what kind of a caliber person this is. You know what he said when he got up to speak? I'm from South Africa. I'm a multi-millionaire. I'm a developer. The things that you're trying to stop here is a done deal. Somebody come into your country and use that kind of expression. What is he doing here? And who are we going to go to? people like me, they look at me like, oh, you're a troublemaker. Look, man, I got broad shoulders. I stand up ever since for what I believe in. We have a problem here that who's enforcing the colonial system that we have here? There are African descendants, most of them, into law enforcement, so they bow to the colonial system and say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. And who are we? We are becoming a real minority that we're not going to have any say because we've been outnumbered, overpowered by people that don't have our interests. And like you say, they're used to the syndrome, so what are we going to do? It is so disheartening to see what's happening here, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Thank you. Thank you very much for that, caller. So one of our listeners has written and said, Dear Orrett, I'm the last person to pour cold water on any efforts to preserve my wife's Caymanian culture. But as I often say to my Caymanian wife and any other Caymanian willing to listen, you cannot realistically expect to retain Cayman's wonderful culture when Caymanians are outnumbered by about 7-3 by non-Caymanians. It is all but impossible. They go on to write, where are the incentives for Caymanians to increase their numbers? Answer, non-existent. In what was then West Germany, to address a falling native population, citizens were offered tax incentives to have more children. Other nations have also done the same. Why not here in Cayman? We have had a quite concerted effort over the last 15 years or so to dilute the strength of Caymanian culture. You remember when the Caymanian Compass adopted American English under foreign ownership? Very peculiar. When they ceased to do this, I breathed a sigh of relief for about 5 minutes until they decided to change their name to Cayman Compass, and then, to cap it all, decided to drop the handles on people's names. How totally non-Caymanian is that? The irony is that the paper promotes itself as representing the Caymanian people and its culture. What kind of foolishness is that? Please, Caymanians, get real. Your culture is being consumed, and your inactivity, and by your inactivity, you are sadly participating in it. I'm going to try to read this one very quickly as well. This person has written and saying that they're trying to listen in. I'm going to leave all that. It says, unfortunately, some of our people don't have sympathy for our guest workers, and they're cold. Here's what happens when people don't learn from past history. If we think it's okay for expats to be vaccinated and think Caymanians are safe, we need to think again. Remember the old saying, today for me, tomorrow for you. Listen to these words of an 18th century Lutheran pastor and ponder a little. First they came by Martin Niemuller, R.T. Smith. First they came for the specialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. The moral of this poem is, love thy neighbor as thyself. What goes around comes around as well. So, folks, I just want to remind you that the dateline for nominations for persons on National Heroes Day from the Uniform Branch has been extended for an additional week. So instead of the 16th, it is now the 23rd of October, the dateline for those nominations to go in as well. Again, we encourage you, to go ahead and do so. Honor those who have served or continue to serve in our uniform branches as well. Folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and by extension For the Record into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. Also remind you that you should go ahead and follow the discussion on culture in the Cayman Islands today at the Harquail. If you can't appear in person, then you can go on the government's Facebook page or on YouTube and follow them as well. Some very prominent, important Caymanian persons that will be sharing our history and our culture with us. So I encourage you to do that. Also join Sterling Dweeny Bikes at 12:15 for talk today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands that they all love to come to and do not want to leave when they get here. Take care.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And RF Group, money at work.
From district to district, moving through the waters to Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Your station, your voice. All things Cayman. One radio, many people,